Hey, it's Sam, and I'm going to tell you about a lesson that I had to learn the hard way about how it's not enough to know just about your own job. You got to know a little bit about everyone else's job that overlaps yours to make the whole machine work. When I started off as a visual effects supervisor, I used to unwittingly annoy a lot of people. I'd say things like, oh, can we keep those actors back because I need to do some plates with them? And then the first AD would say, oh, no, I didn't know about this in advance. This completely messes up our costume change. No, you can't have it, it's gone. And then that would create a big problem, right, for visual effects. Another one was I'd say get into a position where I do balls and charts, and then as soon as I get there, bam, all the lights would turn off. And I can't do lighting reference with no lights. And that's because I didn't tell them in advance, and also the electricians have this thing where they like to get ahead. So they'll be literally stood there with the hands on the power switch for these lamps, and as soon as they hear scene complete, they'll turn it off, bam, the lamps come down, they go over to the next location. So I was trying to figure out a solution to this, and I tried email threads, and to be honest, emails didn't really work. But what I find that did work was something that I came to term constant discourse. And what that means is that quite regularly, I'll go around all the heads of department and I'll have these really productive, short, fun conversations with them about what's upcoming. And I'll take any invitation to go for a drink. In fact, the amount of times that I've been in this position and I've heard something critical about what's going on later that week, like, oh, what's that? We've got one of our main actors who's wearing a green suit on the green screen. Let me fix that. And in that case, the next morning, I got onto the production and we ordered a blue screen, which arrived just in time. So that day wasn't a screw up. And had I not gone out for those drinks, I wouldn't have heard about that. And another nice thing as well is when you get to know about other people's roles, you can anticipate things. You almost come across as a hero. We had a scene where we had a library and we had this magical indoor tornado with lots of papers whipping around. And when I read that, I got two things from it. I thought, one, if we do it practically, which was the original intention, one, we might go and paper cut some actor's eye open. And two, that's one hell of a reset time between takes to tidy all that up. So I went over to the art department, I spoke to the art director, and I said, how about we do the actual flying papers as CGI, and then you don't have to have a massive reset. And when she heard that, she said, Sam, thank you so much. That was such a huge problem for us, and then you've gone and solved it for us. And they really, really appreciate that. Let's go back to the other example about the lighting reference. So what I do now is many days or a week in advance, I go with the gaffer, we'll go for these scenes where we need lighting reference for visual effects, and I say, look, for this scene, I need to be stood in this location and it's going to take 3 minutes. And he absolutely loved how exact and precise I could be. In fact, when we came to shoot that scene, and instead of when everyone heard scene complete and the lights went off, he went to all his electricians, hold, like something out of Braveheart. It was absolutely brilliant. So basically what it's like the film, like many things, it's like a machine. So let's see, you have these components here. If one turns and there's no overlap between the next one, the machine doesn't work. But if they overlap a bit and they're compatible, then everything can move smoothly together. And you get this wonderful working environment where everyone has a really good time and everything just works.